A bit of a headache for the entirety of today, but I wanted to make something for this channel to keep my New Year's resolutions, and because I've also been enjoying making videos lately, which is kind of a nice thing to have return to my existence. In setting goals for myself for 2018 that were definitely work related, it kind of brought something to the forefront of my mind, and it's something that I'd thought about a lot, but it's the idea and the use of the word hustle or to hustle, which New Yorkers love, let me tell you. They put it on everything. They have it on mugs. It's everywhere. It's New York's branding. I love the idea behind it. I love the idea of hard work. I love the idea of actively pursuing goals. And there's that one ad that Casey Neistat had done that is I think there's a caption on it that basically says, without a goal, you can't score. And I love that. I love that idea. I got quite sick with my anxiety in 2015, and it kind of forced me to stop. I've always been kind of one of those people who was always goal oriented and is always working and is always trying to do 10,000 things at 110%. Then all of a sudden, my body kind of said to me, no, you have to stop. I was having trouble like getting up and doing things besides going to work. Even that was difficult. It kind of brought me to thinking about the idea of hustling and how the rhetoric behind that concerns me. Again, the idea of hard work is not really what I take issue with. It's more so the way that we talk about hard work. It's fascinating within our culture, you know, like hard work is so praised and such an important part of feeling value in society. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. It's part of this American dream dialogue and mythology that exists. The thing that I worry about is just when we're addressing hard work, what is too much? In 2015 and 2016, 2017, yep, all of them, when I wasn't feeling well, wasn't feeling my best, and I'm still, you know, recovering from all of that, and I'd see people parading this word and this idea of the hustle, it made me feel so guilty that I also wasn't doing 110%. But taking that time that I needed to take made me feel guilty and made me feel lazy, which is the part that worries me, because there's no room for balance. I'm always the first person to be like, who needs balance? Like, as long as I'm working hard, which, like, sure, yeah, I mean, like, there's a point to be made about that, but at the same time, if we don't accept that balance is okay, then you're gonna get more and more people burning out. And burning out is really difficult, and feeling lazy, especially as someone who actively seeks to never be seen or never feel as though I'm lazy, it gave me a new appreciation for the idea of self-care, and it gave me a new appreciation for what that really means, because I totally didn't understand what self-care was. I don't really think I do, even now. I'm trying to be better at it. I wanted to kind of also talk about a few different things as a means of decompressing and kind of express that those breaks are okay, because for the longest time I was set on breaks and taking time for myself as being inappropriate and being out of place and being a digression from my work and my hustle. It's also weird to sit here and say this, because while I consciously agree with all of these things, putting them in practice is so much more difficult for me. But having felt a little bit better in the last few weeks, it's really important to me to maintain a sense of balance so that I don't burn out again, because it catches up to you. And the longer you work so hard without breaks, the harder you fall. So yeah, I wanted to share a couple of my little self-care things that I've been doing that I like to do that make me feel good. The first one is giving myself one day, or at least an afternoon every week, where I don't have anything planned, where I don't have to do anything. Before, if I didn't have every single day of my week, not necessarily planned, but if I wasn't planning on doing work or wasn't planning on doing something productive on every single day of my week, I would be really stressed and anxious about it. I still think to myself, oh, well, you should be using this time constructively. And sometimes using that time constructively is watching Atlanta for 3 hours. Like, that's fine. Knowing that it's working towards a greater good has been really nice. This one feels like a little bit of a silly one, but I'm trying to learn not to talk about it in that way, to recognize the value in each of these things. But I've also been treating myself to self-care products, like nice hair things or nice skin things. It makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself. Having kind of the foresight to know what's going to be too much. It's okay to say no to things. For instance, I was asked to shoot over Bonnaroo weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to Bonnaroo, but I didn't want to inhibit myself from going if I wanted to, because that's something that I enjoy and I'm allowed to do things that I enjoy. Also, going to bed, just going to bed and saying to people that I want to go to bed. I think that's a really nice self-care thing. I really like my bed. My bed is like one of my favorite places. And also talking to people. I tend to be more inclined towards introversion, but I do have kind of a select group of people that I'll always want to talk to. And chatting with those people is kind of a form of self-care for me. It's a really nice way to kind of decompress and take your mind away from everything that you've been doing. So I'm just trying to think a little bit more critically about how I hustle, because I've always viewed it as a very black and white. You're working or you're not working, and if you're not working, you're failing. To step back and say taking a break is part of my work, is part of the hustle, is a really, I think, important part in the dialogue that we have about working and about hard work and about achievement. Anyway, I am gonna go and I'm gonna water my plants, I'm gonna burn some incense, and I'm gonna get ready for a shoot tomorrow. I will hopefully see you very soon. I really want to do a video talking about how for 2018 I'm also trying to transition into zero waste. I'm kind of going from I'm moving into no plastic, then minimal waste, then zero waste. So it's gonna take a little bit, but I really want to chat about kind of like nice eco-friendly alternatives that I've found. If you'd be interested, let me know. Don't have to make that video, but I probably will because I want to.